This is Yin Yang. Good day, everybody. This is Morsels of a Thought, number 1581, where I seek to give you an inspiration to have a great day. Morsels of a Thought, I hope, are pieces of wisdom that you can use to make your life better. So, also, I am in hopes that we make our lives better and we become virtuous too. So, here we go. Um, in The Rules for Marriage by Fein and Sherrie Schneider, these are the authors of the #1 New York Times best-selling phenomenon, The Rules. That's what, okay, I'll just leave them there. The Rules. This. And it's Time-Tested Secrets for Capturing the Heart of Mr. Right. They wrote a sequel, which was The Rules 2, More Rules to Live and Love By. And then they wrote The Rules for Marriage. Eventually, they wrote The Rules for Marriage. And in 1995, Fein and Sherrie Schneider published their first book, The Rules, a manual of do's and don'ts for single women seeking love in marriage. It started an international revolution in dating and became a #1 New York Times bestseller. Before long, women all over the world formed support groups to help them do the rules and asked Ellen and Sherrie for more advice, inspiring the author's second bestseller, The Rules 2. Now, in this new book, Ellen and Sherrie show you how to make that sometimes bumpy journey known as marriage as smooth as possible. They offer 43 time-tested behaviors proven to keep couples together and Mr. Right by your side forever. Discover rule number 4, keep up your own interests. In other words, have a life. Rule number 5, lower your expectations in the first year. Rule number 15, say what you mean, but don't say it meanly. Rule number 19, don't ask your single friends for marital advice. Rule number 21, don't force him to talk. Rule number 31, don't complain about the kids. Rule number 35, don't find fault with things you knew about when you married him. Rule number 38, don't go changing or try too hard. And if necessary, rule number 42, divorce with dignity. Also included are rules for sex and pregnancy, rules for second marriages, and more helpful hints and comments from happily married women and men. There's a woman asking help. Now that I've married my Mr. Right, how do I stay married? So, if problems like these sound familiar, I love him but not his parents. I like sex in the morning, he likes it at night. When we were dating, we did interesting things. Now that we're married, he just watches TV. The rules for marriage can help. You'll find it realistic, pragmatic, and eye-opening. The perfect sequel to the book that may have led you to Mr. Right in the first place, The Rules. That one over there. I don't want to make the other one fall over. Now, the other one is the Rules Handbook, which was also the most recent of their series. Sorry, I turned around. And I want to just the title, The Rules Handbook, A Guide to Creating Loving and Lasting Relationships. Okay, what I think I'll do is I will put this down here so it doesn't slip. Yeah. It's slipping. Ah, yeah. Okay. Ah, yeah, yeah. Okay, we'll leave that up there. We're reading from the Rules for Marriage today. And I'm going to give you the 15 extra hints first that they give you at the end. There are several sections I want to get to, but here is 15 extra hints. Surprise him. In the middle of a really big fight that's going nowhere, stop and say, "Want to forget this and have sex?" Number two, listen to a story or joke you have heard him tell at least 20 times, as if it was the first time. Don't tell him you have heard it before or look annoyed. Number three, we told you when you were dating not to give a man clippings or any material about his favorite sports team, sitcom, musician, etc., that you think he might be interested in, because he will know you like him and such intensity can scare a man away. Just the opposite is true when you are married. Clip out anything you know he would like, upcoming concerts, hot stocks, anything sexy, and leave it on his dresser. He will appreciate your thoughtfulness. Number four, when he has a habit you find really annoying, try not to mention it to him. He'll appreciate it. Number five, when he calls you to work at home, stop typing or cleaning or doing whatever you are doing, really listening and giving him your undivided attention. No multitasking will make him feel extra important. Don't think he can't tell when your mind is elsewhere. Men can tell this. Men can tell this really, really well. If you're aware and present, you're all okay. But if you kind of talk about things automatically, they actually don't like it, because men's hardwired brains are hardwired differently than women's are. Women, we think in sentences. Are you implying that men don't think in sentences? Oh, I don't know how men think. All I know is that the long threads that women make in terms of conversation seem to make men go glassy eyed. So, uh, you have to be aware of what you are saying every moment you are saying it when you're talking to a man. Not least to mention that biologically, women, we are smaller than men, so we are a little afraid of men. Oh, gee, he's so tall. You know, I mean, not not consciously, but unconsciously. So normally we would say, "Oh, oh, okay, be careful. Be careful. He's a man. He's a man." That's what we're thinking. We really think differently. Okay. So, number six, when he tries a suit, when he tries on a suit from last year that's tight and complains that the dry cleaner shrunk it, agree with him. We really should find another dry cleaner. Do not tell him what you really think, which is that he's gained weight. Ooh. So, morsels of a thought is to help you have a great day. It is to give you thoughts of wisdom. Knowing the right thing to do is wisdom, a form of wisdom, and actually doing it is called virtue. So, when he tries on a suit from last year that's tight and complains that the dry cleaner shrunk it, okay, here's an example from a film. I don't know if you remember a film called, I believe it was called Parenthood, and it starred but the old one from the 1950s, the black and white version of Parenthood. Parenthood was a remake of a black and white film, and I can't remember the name of the movie stars. Elizabeth Taylor played the daughter, and she was very young, very thin, very, very attractive, and she was getting married, and the father and the mother were checking out their clothes to try on. And the father puts on this suit that's 3 sizes too small, 4 sizes too small, 5 sizes too small. And he's standing like holding himself like this. And his wife says, "Are you standing naturally?" And the whole audience melts in laughter. It is so hilarious. I wish I remembered the man's name, because he was a very, very famous actor. I'm not talking about the one that played in the color version. I'm talking about the black and white film with Elizabeth Taylor starring as the daughter. The woman was also famous that played the mother. So, we should really find another dry cleaner. Do not tell him what you really think, which is that he's gained weight. Sorry. I had to look at a photo of myself to realize that I had gained weight. So, photos don't lie, generally speaking. Untouched photos do not lie. And natural, untouched photos. I'm not talking about AI. Number 7. When your husband misplaces his keys or sunglasses or something and accuses you of losing it, then finds it and realizes he's misplaced it, not you, don't say, I told you so, or call him a jerk, or demand an apology. Just let it go. He's probably embarrassed already. Very likely he's embarrassed anyway, or at least sorry. Or even if he's not, then you got other problems. I shouldn't laugh. That's actually pretty serious. If yeah. Anyway. Okay. Number 8. If you were about to buy your husband a gift for no particular reason, concert tickets or a leather jacket, or do something above and beyond the call of duty, such as entertain his friends, and then he does something mean or annoying before you get around to doing the nice thing, do not change your mind and throw it in his face. Do not say, I was going to do X, but you really blew it, so I changed my mind. If we waited for our husbands to be perfect or deserving to do something nice, we would never do anything. That's what the authors say. And they're both married. They've both been married for many, many years. True Ellen Fein got married a second time, but that's still many years of marriage. Good morning to some people. I will say good morning, Debbie Baza. Good morning, John Clark. Good morning, Gina Putoff, recent birthday girl. And good morning, Colleen Dracos. Mandy Olekshi, Odette Minders. And thank you for coming. I see you come at the replays. Anyway, number 9. If you call him at work or tell him something unpleasant, you bounced another check, or you hit a car and it's going to cost $500 to fix the dent in the trunk, and realize that he's not having a good day either. Himself, pretend you are calling just to say hi and wait until he comes home to break the news. If he asks, "What's up? Why did you call?" just say, "Nothing, that can't wait till later." Why make his day worse? Ah, that's interesting. You have to save it a little. I tried to do the same thing in high school to an entire group of friends. During high school in the United States, or at least in California, the learning of driving age was 15 and a half, and the licensing driving age was 16. And so 16-year-olds, like 11th graders like I, and 12th graders like I was in at that time, would park their cars, if their parents had cars, to let them drive to school themselves. There was always this one row right next to the school that had Tuesday morning cleaning at about 6 a.m. till 8 a.m. We had a class at 7 a.m. And one day I went to park there and I knew it was already done since they were already parked. I mean, since it was already cleaned, an entire row of cars had tickets on them. I go to class and I know at least 2 of the people that have tickets, and I think to myself, nah, that just ruined their day. So then, in the last period of class, one of them comes walking in and says, damn, I got another ticket. This is the second time. And it turned out that somebody else had told him just then and came in with him and announced it, to the rest of the class. And we were gathered before class. This wasn't during classes. And then I said, "Oh, the entire row of cars got them." And then they looked up at me like surprised that I hadn't told them. But the reason I didn't tell them was I didn't want to ruin their day. I mean, look at one of them going, damn, damn, damn. You don't want to have them do that all day long, right? They're going to do it when they get home and say it to their mom and everything. So hard to say. So you say, "What's up? Why did you call?" Just say, "Nothing, that can't wait till later." So, question is, why make his day worse, right? So, uh, um, so, so I want to say again, morsels of a thought is to give you little thoughts of wisdom to inspire you to have a great day. Number 10, we told you when you were dating to wait for the man to say, "I love you" first. When you are married, you can say it first. Say it a lot. Number 11, give him a back rub. Number 12, let him sleep late on the weekends. I had a relative that never let her husband sleep late on the weekends, and she would criticize and say all kinds of things and said, "Oh, no, no, that's no good." That man's life was miserable. That's too bad. But you don't want to do that. You want to make sure your husband has a good life when he's with you. You're trying to make it so that you're pleasant to be with. And waking him up, you may think that it's a good thing to wake him up for a routine at a certain hour, but actually, maybe no. Maybe just letting him sleep naturally is a good thing for his body. So it'll be good for his health. He'll be a happier person and he'll be nicer to you. So it goes all around. It's let him sleep late on the weekends. Number 13, don't tell him he's driving too fast or to ask for directions when he's lost. Don't tell him he's driving too fast. I had a friend that we were, four of us were going to Los Angeles from San Francisco, Berkeley. And the one guy would drive like really fast, and he didn't give any distance to the 18-wheeler truck in front of us. I was chatting with him, like, in those days we did not know about distracted driving. I used to put on my lipstick while I was driving, so don't talk about that. Okay. Oh, okay. So don't drive distracted. And we were talking, and then both people in the back seat were not talking to each other. They both leaned forward and simultaneously said, "Slow down." So interestingly, the man that was driving thought I was the best passenger. Of course, because you're letting him. Well, anyway, so don't tell him he's driving too fast. And don't tell him to ask for directions when he's lost. Apparently, men don't like to ask for directions when they're lost. They seem to hate that. They don't want to. Men love a challenge. So the challenge is to find this place. And if he has to ask somebody, it means he's getting rid of the challenge, which is kind of like not so happy for him. It makes him unhappy. Number 14, don't drag him shopping if he doesn't want to go. Okay. Number 15, don't ask him if you look fat or pretty. Too much pressure. Give him a break. Don't ask him if you look pretty. Oh my gosh. Okay, so you did the rules and they worked. You captured the heart of your Mr. Right and are at the very least engaged. Or you've been married for years. Perhaps you and your partner got together without the help of those time-tested guidelines. Now you're looking for ways to keep your relationship happy. Even the best of marriages require that you work out differences with your partner and handle frustrations and disappointments. Maybe you're wondering if the rules you did while you were dating still work now that you're about to tie the knot. The rules for marriage is here because women like you want realistic solutions. Authors Ellen Fein and Sherrie Schneider again come to the rescue with a set of rules. Some will sound familiar, others are completely new, but they all lead to the same wonderful future, the one where you and your husband stay together forever. I'll give you the ISBN number to this book just because we're looking at it right now. It's ISBN 0446 52696 7. Okay. Listen to what men say. Number 179. Now, I'm going to read a little bit of this because it is interesting, but I don't think that I'm going to get through the whole thing. I'll read the first and last parts first, but first part first. Okay, listen to what men say. We asked a random sampling of men to tell us what they look for in a wife. Here's what they had to say. George S., science fiction writer, a sexual partner with an imagination. I want my mind titillated. The mind is the most erotic part of the body. I want to act out scenes like I'm the detective and I arrest my wife, or we pretend we're strangers and I pick her up at the bus stop. Stuff like that. And videotaping sexual positions. An imaginative sex life takes the boredom out of marriage. You can have an affair within your marriage by pretending you're making love to a stranger, so you don't have to go outside your marriage. It's a lot of fun. Also, no nagging. Roy W., accountant. Pleasant conversation and a lot of sex. Bill M., talk show host. You're talking to someone who doesn't want to get married, but if I did, this is what I would want. To me, women who think it's important to cook and clean have it all wrong. I was with a woman for 5 years. I never cared if she cooked. We live in an age of restaurants, takeouts, and Boston chicken. The relationship is not going to live or die on cooking and cleaning. If the relationship is a plane, sex is the fuel. And if you run out of fuel, the plane crashes. I would want my wife to devote all her energy into keeping our sex life alive. This is not a joke. I'm deadly serious. Whatever energy she has should be put into working out, wearing wigs, watching sex videos, buying sex toys. It's a full-time job. If I had a wife, she would not have to fight me over a clothes budget or lingerie money. When you've seen all the clothes somebody has, the relationship is over. But you can't have great varied sex without a brain. I can have sex with a blow-up doll only once. I wouldn't marry someone who isn't intelligent. A wife is someone you can spend 4 hours at an airport with. People fight about a million things, but the main thing is that they're not having sex. So there's more. And I'm just going to read the last paragraph at this moment. We'll get back to it next time. Your husband is constantly giving you clues as to what he does and doesn't want in a marriage, whether it's more sex or more kinky sex, more family dinners, or more fun and spontaneity. Are you listening? That's what it asks you. Are you listening? Listen to what men say. And we'll get into the other examples next week. Tuesday. And I will see you tomorrow. Um, I always talk about that old congressman, the senator, Martin Van Buren was the 8th president of the United States, but he was from a place called Kinderhook, Pennsylvania. No, New York, Kinderhook, New York. That's right. And they called him Old Kinderhook. And he was very specific and particular about how he wanted things done. And he wanted them done to completion, and he wanted to get them done right. So I tried to talk about him. That's where we got the words Old Kinderhook. Okay, now you know what OK stands for. Old Kinderhook.